guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I wanted to openly talk to you all regarding just how the mining profitability has been, I guess, these past couple of weeks, but mainly how it is today on a typical RX 580 rig. And, you know, I normally do these videos every now and then. I think the last one I did was back in February of 2022. So it was a couple months ago now. Yeah, so it's been a while. And so I just wanted to go through and see what the difference was between back then and now. And I do want to talk about some other stuff here that is also, I would say, pretty dire, not only with, I guess, Ethereum moving away from proof of work, but, you know, some other stuff as well. In terms of mining, especially for those that care about profitability. And so there's a few things I want to mention about that. So before I begin, guys, my friends, this video is sponsored by nerdgears.com. If you guys are looking for GPUs, power supplies, and notably in graphics cards right now, they actually posted a lot in stock here up on their website. So check it out. They got 5700s, 1660 supers. Ooh, I like these ones. And yeah, they got A2000s. Look at that. They got 3080 tough editions. Look at that. They got a lot of different GPUs here. If you guys are interested, use offer code RedPandaMining for 2% off your whole order. All right, guys. So my voice, it may sound like I'm a little bit sick, is because I still am. I'm still recovering, but I'm feeling great. I'm feeling just fine. Thank you guys for the support in the previous videos. So let's go through. You guys, like, we all know the market's been going down. And profitability, without a doubt, you guys have probably all noticed, has been going down. Sentiment, the emotions that I have been seeing in the past couple of weeks, more so the past couple of weeks, has been pretty negative, right? And when it affects people's money, livelihood, I don't know, people's different financial situations, whether you're living paycheck to paycheck or you're worried about the future, you know, all those things can be definitely mentally draining for one person. And I understand, like, for me, myself, I'm very empathetic. I understand everyone's different financial situations, and not everyone can participate in a certain strategy in crypto mining. And so that's what I wanted to mainly talk about as well in this video. But before I do that, let me just go through what, you know, a typical RX 580 rig does right now. Okay, so here we go. We got 180 mega hash, 780 watts roughly. Okay, this is a typical 6x RX 580, 570, 480, 470 rig. The Polaris GPUs, I would say, are the most popular GPUs that have ever existed for mining, especially for Ethereum, because it's profitable, right? And okay, so 10 cent kilowatt hour. Let's hit calculate. So right now, that rig would generate about, in Ethereum, is 0.0022 right now. And in fiat value, that would be worth about $2.12 for those that care about the fiat value. And that I do want to touch on right after this. Okay, next part is, let's go back April 2021. All right, this is last year. A 6x580 rig was able to yield about 0.0078 Ethereum. And then in fiat value, that would be about $14.38. And wow, that is a huge difference between then and now. But you guys can definitely tell why that has happened, right? So with all the variables on what to mine here that, you know, has the equilibrium here of this profit number, block times, the block rewards, okay? Block rewards are averaging about 2.03. And if you go back to April 2021, the block rewards back then were averaging about 3.08. And, you know, some days are like 8 Ethereum, 30 Ethereum. You know, we've had those times when EIP, before EIP 1559. The Ethereum improvement proposal, where it brought in the Ethereum transaction burn mechanism to burn the transaction fees, and then also implemented the MAV or a miner tip fees. So there are still some tips that where it can go to miners, but only for those that want to pay more to have their, I guess, transaction put in faster per se. Anyways, nowadays around 2 Ethereum per block, right? But as we all know, Ethereum is going to be moving away from proof of work to proof of stake, and that is now more prevalent today than recently, that we've been talking about and everyone's been worrying about more so. And okay, so you guys know the difference there, just to give perspective. And now things are obviously way less profitable because obviously the price of Ethereum has been coming down. And also another thing that I want to correlate with is the Bitcoin dominance has been going back up. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance, this also plays a very big role in terms of your fiat values, because during the bear market, it was a time when the Bitcoin dominance was very high. Okay, and altcoins had much lower value during this time in terms of fiat value as well. So, but during these times, you know, the bear market is, and we've preached about this numerous times, is that the bear market is the time to mine, or the time to accumulate, because when you're mining during the bear markets, and more so, I would say, the last bear market, is that the network hash rate for Ethereum, for instance, was extremely low compared to what it is now, as you guys can see. And so the yields, the amount of Ethereum that you were getting during these times, you were able to accumulate way more, though, depending on your financial situation. And I remember my profit videos during these times, I guess 2019, 2020 even, you know, your RX 580 rig was maybe making about, what, 10 cents a day, right? But it was yielding a good amount of Ethereum during these times. So if you hodled that Ethereum up until the run up that we've had last year, when Ethereum went to what, 40,000, 4,000, 4,500 or something, then you made the right move, right? Then you made the right move, assuming you sold during this time, that is. So obviously that is the strategy that I would say for myself, that was definitely one of the best strategies ever made. But I'm not trying to boast here. That strategy upcoming is going to be another, I guess, kind of nail in the coffin. We're not quite sure if Ethereum, once Ethereum moves away from proof of work in the next couple of months, potentially, it could be next year, who knows, then what's going to be after that, right? What's going to be after Ethereum? And so we've seen plenty of times when other coins, such as, let's just say Ravencoin, for instance, has gone up in a massive spike in price during the bull run when Bitcoin started going up to 60K. What's not to say the next cycle that we have, Ravencoin could have another massive pump up. What's not to say, I don't know, Ergo. Let's check out Ergo. Has Ergo had any massive? Yeah, see, Ergo has had big pumps as well. So Ergo's another great big GPU mineable coin. What's another one? Let's check out Firo. Okay, Firo. All right, Firo. Yeah, I mean, Firo didn't have like a big spike to its previous all-time high, but it nonetheless, Firo did have a spike here. Okay, so that's another great GPU mineable coin. What's another one, guys? Let's go. Classic. Let's go Ethereum Classic. This is a great example. Ethereum Classic went up like $10, $12 to $130, $26 in a span of in a span of a week here. It's just insane, the meteoric rise here that Ethereum Classic had. And so what's not to say that Ethereum Classic in the next cycle, in the next bull run, right after it seems like we are in this bear market now, or the potential start of the bear market, is not financial advice, I have no idea, okay, is that, you know, Ethereum Classic could be one of those other ones that could go way up in price. You guys that are watching me right now mostly understand the strategies here. But now this is where I want to talk about, you know, not everyone is probably going to be able to you know, participate in this strategy, because depending on their electrical cost is going to be paramount. Because, you know, I've already got a million emails now, not a million, but, you know, a good amount of emails from people that are wanting to sell their GPUs now. And for instance, if, you know, you had 35 cents per kilowatt hour and you had an RX 580 rig, you would be in the minus right now, minus $2.56 a day. So yeah, for those that have 35 cents, you wouldn't be making it. Let's see, 30 cents. Minus $1.63. Yeah, so I wouldn't be mining with Polaris GPUs if you had 30 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's see, if you had 20 cents. All right, well, you're making 25 cents. All right, but I mean, that's at least breaking even. So for me personally, you know, I love GPU mining, so I would probably still continue to mine even if I was breaking even, or even less on all of my GPUs. I would still be fine with that. But for most people, it probably will not make sense. And so depending on your financial situation, let's say for those that are living paycheck to paycheck, I probably wouldn't advise doing something like this because you're going to be running very tight. And then when that electrical bill comes, or another thing is, you're going to have to sell. You're going to have to sell if you're living paycheck to paycheck, your crypto that you're mining and yielding, that you're going to have to sell that. And then once you sell that into fiat to pay for your electrical bill, you're also going to incur that taxable event. So you got to think about taxes as well. And so when all that pressure, all that stuff comes into play, it will probably not make sense for you, even if it's like you're making 50 cents a day. I don't know if I would stay on at that point. If you're very tight on money, I wouldn't do it. Okay. That you're just, it's going to cause you even more stress, most likely, because you're going to have to understand that you got taxes, and then you got to figure out, you're going to pay that big bill, your electrical bill, assuming you're a big sizable farm, depending on how much money you make, how much money you have. For instance, just to give you guys just some, honest, my true story here. When I was mining in the past, I had a full-time job. All right. I had a full-time job in order to pay for the electrical bill out of my pocket. I was financially capable of doing that. And also I was able, at that time then, I was able to hodl all of my crypto earnings, all the yields that my mining rigs were able to yield during these times. So I believed, my conviction in all this during that time when I was mining is that I believed that the Ethereum or whatever I was mining back then was going to go back up in price eventually. And lo and behold, that cycle came about, and it did. Not financial advice. I don't know if this new cycle that could potentially come out play the same way. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. And especially with Ethereum, I don't even know why I'm looking at the Ethereum chart, because for miners, for us GPU miners, we're not going to be looking at Ethereum anymore. It's going to be, Ethereum Classic or Ravencoin or, all these other proof of work GPU mineable coins that all of us GPU miners are going to care about. Is that if you're financially going to be able to keep on mining or not. And I'm going to say majority of people, especially those that, are tight or, financially, they have a job and, they're making ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, or they're trying to at least get out of that style of living, or they want to have a better life. And sure, I get it. Mining is definitely a way, it can be a form of passive income, but for some people it cannot always be a form of passive income, depending on your electrical cost, your expenses, right? It's really going to depend, and also depend on how many other people are also mining as well, because network difficulty plays a huge role of the yields and the profitability you're going to be garnering when you're going to be mining. There's so many different variables out there, right? So I understand. I've been seeing now a lot of people that are quitting mining because they just can't mine, because they mine in a location, state, or country where their electrical bill is above and beyond anything that it just doesn't make sense to. And so the time is coming. It's unfortunate. I think the time is coming that when Ethereum moves away, it's going to be a big flush out of miners, and GPU pricing is probably going to come down even more. And it's going to be the same idea, the same thing that happened back in 2018, 2019 bear market. GPUs like RX 580, 8GB cards were selling for like $45, $25 if you bought them in pallets. GTX 1080 Ti's, you can buy them for $200. Radeon 7s, $250. During these times, just to give some perspective, it was one of the best times. It is the best time to buy hardware and also mine during these bear markets, but only if you can financially do it. If you have the extra capital, just money that you are willing to part with, that you aren't afraid to, I guess, essentially gamble with and risk. It's just something that not everyone is going to be able to do. But ultimately, if you have the determination and persistence and motivation to go into this type of strategy and make, potentially life-changing money, then that's a risk that you're going to have to take. And so, yeah, it's just been recently, it's just been quite a mental hurdle. Not only for me, because for a lot of other people that cannot continue to mine anymore, it just does not make sense for them anymore. And so they've been selling off their GPUs. I've been getting tons of emails of people wanting me to buy their graphics cards, and it's just like, guys, I don't have the power, and I don't have like the money as well, because I'm also been renovating, upgrading a house and stuff. So for me, I would love to, but guys, please, I don't think I can handle any more of the emails of people like, I gotta quit mining. I can no longer do it. And it's great that most people understand, depending on their financial situation, that they can no longer mine, right? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't do it. Understandable, totally understandable. And then on the other side, there are people that, maybe are fortunate enough to have a good paying job and then excess money to continue to mine and pay for their bill out of their pocket, because they understand potential upside, that there could be, upside on those coins that they're mining in the future. That's basically it. That is literally the strategy, in my opinion, for a lot of smaller residential miners. I would say, like myself, I consider myself small, is that, selling every day is not really life-changing enough for me to benefit. I don't personally need that. Let's say right now I make like what, $200 a day, maybe less than that on my mining rigs. And for me, that's not life-changing enough for me personally. For somebody else, it may be life-changing, yes. Versus, how much their electrical cost is versus how much they make. That could be life-changing, yes. When it comes to like, $100 a day, $50 a day here and there, that's not life-changing in fiat value. I am looking for way bigger numbers, that generational wealth numbers. And so I understand, though, for those that have like huge mining farms, okay, huge people that have like, I don't know, let's say 500 3070s, all right, that's 30 gigahash. Oh my god, that's 30 gigahash at 10 cent kilowatt hour. That's $500 a day. That's that I would say that's pretty life-changing. That's about what, 15 grand a month. So that's definitely life-changing right there. And so I understand, right, depending on your situation, how much hardware you have. I know plenty of mining farms that do that because, they're making this type of money. It would be stupid not to sell. But of course, right, at that scale, there's potential as well. I think if you're selling enough, you can also hodl a lot of the coins and hope for a next run up, right? Why not, right? You can potentially make more. And of course, you got to figure out taxes or your capital gains on that if you decide to sell once the price of the coin explodes. And of course, you paid the initial tax event inclusion on when you mined the coin initially. So anyways, guys, I just going off a little tangent there. I've been getting it on both ends. I've been seeing all different types of scenarios from people recently that are into mining and potentially have to quit mining because it just financially doesn't make sense for them. But for those that are staying around, stick around, guys. Stick around to the channel here. I will continue to make content throughout the bear market. If the bear market is going to be even worse, I will still be here. If mining profitability, if there's a chance, I'll have a video one day when, for me personally, where it may not make sense for me to mine anymore. I'm at 0.085 cents. So there may be a time when it may not make sense for me to mine. And so I will document that for all of you guys when that time comes. If that time comes, right? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't expect anyone to really listen to me. I'm just giving my perspective and opinions to you all. I am no expert in this. I'm not saying that I haven't been around, the bad times before, but I have, and I have to say that I feel like I understand it fully now. And the Bitcoin dominance, it plays a big role and also playing in whether your strategies as well. I forgot to talk about that. But anyways, I'll leave that for another video. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know your thoughts about all that I talked about. And if you're staying in mining or not, tell me your reasons why down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one and peace out.